All right, ladies and gentlemen, I am what you need. You're watching my channel. If you like this video, subscribe, share, comment, donate via Western Union or MoneyGram. Excuses, excuses, excuses. So, losers make excuses, winners win. I was watching at Senicia Estrada versus Marlene Esparza. I watched the whole entire fight. It was the worst fucking commentary I've ever heard from the zone. Sergio Mora should get his ass slapped around, okay? All right? Marlene Esparza got her ass whooped. Whooped. But they kept on talking about straight right hands that she landed and shit. Senicia Estrada beat her ass up, okay? Now they had some head clashes, no doubt about that. We went to the scorecards, and all the judges saw it by a wide margin. Senicia Estrada beating Esparza. But the commentary from fucking the zone was atrocious. Because Esparza was an Olympian bronze medalist, they were all the way behind Esparza and they were waiting for Estrada to fade. And you could hear the fucking biased commentary, okay? They're only looking at what Esparza's doing, landing right hands, talking about how Estrada ain't landing no body punches. She was tagging her ass up, tearing that fucking ass up, okay? Lefts and rights to the body, left hooks to the head, changing from southpaw, lead left hooks, left uppercuts. She was tearing that ass up. She's a smaller person. They hoping that she would get tired and Esparza's taking all the punch. Man, get the fuck out of here with that shit. That was the worst ass biased commentary. This was not a fucking close fight. That's why all three judges saw it the same way. Unanimous decision by margins of 90 to 81 and an 89 to 92. And what was the other one? I can't remember. Okay? It's bullshit, man. I hate when the fucking ass commentary backs one fucking fighter. By the way, I scored the Canelo Alvarez versus Sergey Kovalev fight. I had it dead even going into the 11th. Canelo was winning the 11th round, clearly. So he would have taken the 11th round. It was like a tit for tat. 1 minute, Canelo's ahead. Next minute, they even up. Next minute, Kovalev's ahead. Next minute, they even up. Good ass fight. It was a good fight. It was a good fight. Kovalev fought his ass off. He boxed like a motherfucker. Okay? Canelo set up that overhand left. The left hook that stunned Kovalev, and then he finished it off by sliding to the side of Kovalev and dropping that overhand right. But his trainer actually told him to go out there. Eddie Reynoso told him to go out there and finish him off. So he went and finished him off. But having said that, it was a dead even fight. It was it's a phenomenal fight. I gotta admit, guys, I was wrong about this fight. It was not a cherry pick fight. Kovalev boxed like a motherfucker. Now he wanted to tee off on Canelo a couple times. In fact, I believe it was the 10th round or the 11th round. 10th round or the 9th round. Kovalev was really throwing some shots. Okay, Canelo got his defense tight. You know, and Canelo's a motherfucking counterpuncher, boy. He's sharp like a fucking tack. When Kovalev tried to throw something, that's why Kovalev wasn't throwing shit, because Canelo kept on counterpunching his ass, and that's why Canelo was walking him down. He's a bad motherfucker, boy. He's a bad boy. But anyway, back to what I was saying. Now I'm hearing people say that the Kovalev-Canelo fight was fixed. You know, these motherfuckers can't even accept the reality that he got stopped. Okay, on my boy DT3's channel, nobody came up to talk while he was talking about. You know, you and I, Intangible Boxing, we knew that Kovalev was going to get stopped. It's just that I didn't expect it like this. You know, but Canelo was putting in the body work. He was putting in the body work. Shout out to Boxing Monster. Shout out to Intangible Boxing. Fixed, man. The fix was in that with the Estrada versus Esparza. They were going to try. The commentary team was going to try to give Esparza this fight. Okay, the judges obviously saw it the right way, and I was like, "What the fuck is this commentary? This commentary is terrible." Intangible Boxing says the Zone has bad commentary. I watched the Sky Sports commentary. Cool, cool. Well, anyway, I watched the Zone commentary. Sergio Mora, I don't know what the fuck is wrong with him. He just kept on pressing, talking about Esparza and everything Esparza was doing. Esparza got beat so bad, she was going to a corner blowing, and this is before the headbutt. This was the headbutt happened somewhere around 5 or around 6, somewhere there. She was blowing by round 4. Man, was Estrada tagging her ass up, and Estrada's the smaller person coming up in weight. Man, she beat that ass. She beat that fucking ass. Okay. So Estrada's a bad motherfucker. But then again, if you got a name like Estrada, fill in the blanks. We all know one Francisco Estrada is a bad motherfucker too, right? The Estradas, they not easy. Sinicia, she's a bad motherfucker, okay? And she switches from orthodox to southpaw on the drop of a dime. You know, she's still a little bit wild with her shots, but you could see she was going for the power. And she was breaking down. She was breaking down Marlene Esparza. She was breaking her ass down. Yeah. Sinestro is very pretty. But the thing about Sinestro is she's a mean motherfucker, boy. She mean. And they fought 3-minute rounds. It was good, man. It was a good fucking fight. I want to see more 3-minute rounds in women's boxing. Good shit. Esparza being the pioneer of that shit. And I still think Esparza's a good fighter, but I think she got a long ways to go in terms of her game. Estrada too, but she got more to go. You know, she thought she could be the weight bully in this fight. That did not happen. Esparza didn't happen. The smaller fighter like Canelo was walking her ass down. Why were they beefing? Well, from what Estrada said, Esparza is just that kind of personality where she beef with everybody. And she was saying how Estrada was a liar, and Estrada just doesn't like her because of the things she makes up about her and stuff. And Estrada's a bad motherfucker. So Esparza got the fight. She wanted to fight Estrada. Estrada finally gave her the fight. Estrada moved up in weight, faced Esparza, and beat her ass. Okay, royally beat her ass. And Esparza's a good boxer. She's a good boxer with Virgil Hunter and they. And but she's a bully, so she will walk you down, beat you up, right? And she's a very good fighter though, because she won a bronze medalist. And Esparza did not go to the Olympics and that kind of shit, but she saw her in the amateurs. And Estrada, man, I'm talking about Estrada. Sorry, Estrada's not the Olympian. Esparza is, and Estrada just tore her ass up. I mean, and she's the smaller one. All right, there was some headbutts though, bad, nasty headbutt. Tangible Boxing says, bro, just looked up Estrada. Good God. Yeah, Estrada's a bad motherfucker, man. She's bad. She stopped the last opponent she faced. She doesn't stop a lot of people, but boy, she got skills. She got skills. She can do a lot of different things, you know. And she was facing this bigger, stronger opponent. And another thing I liked about Canelo versus Kovalev, when Kovalev came into clinch, Canelo would forearm him off. He's forearm him off. It was brilliant what Canelo did, but that's a long story for now. So people are making excuses, you know, Sergio Mora and Brian Kenny, they're saying, you know, we just don't know how the judges came up with this decision. And, you know, Steve Weisfield, who's usually a good judge, he got it, you know, how could he come with that? It's because you and your own narrative. That's why. You know what I'm saying? So they made excuses about that. Now I'm hearing people making excuses about Kovalev versus Canelo that was a fixed fight and shit. Look, man, motherfuckers. When Canelo knocked out Kovalev with a brutal knockout, it was a brutal knockout because Kovalev was already out one way with the left hook, and then he caught him with an overhand right that jarred him, and that's why he put him down. And people talking about 10 count. What the fuck? This dude didn't need a 10 count. The referee waved it out immediately so he could get medical attention immediately. You don't count no fucking 10 when a guy goes down like that. What the fuck is wrong with people? And then they took a precaution to carry him to the hospital and make sure he's okay, because it could easily get a brain bleed from that shit. But you know, the thing about that fight, it was a close fight going into the 11th. I thought Canelo took the 11th. I don't know how the 12th would have turned out, but from what I see, if Canelo didn't get him out in the 11th, he was going to get him out in the 12th, because Canelo turned up the ante on him. started pivoting around him and shit. But Tangible Boxing says Estrada is the prettiest Latina in boxing, to be honest. She cool. She's a cool customer. She keeps a, she's a level-headed outside of the ring. Inside of the ring, she's a beast. She can really punch. I heard just recently the lady who she's a commentator for Golden Boy sometimes. She's on the Zone. A lady with like white hair, but kind of short white hair. She's a very pretty lady as well, Colombian. She says she used to box as well back in the 80s, but it wasn't a thing for women to box. And the last person, her father had allowed her to box a bit. The last person she fought, she broke that person's nose. And her father said, "Nah, you ain't doing no more boxing." So it's brutal. She's 50 something now, but she really looks good. I think Nelson, the Boxing Voice, interviewed her. And people just don't understand women's boxing, is getting places now. We got Olympians, we got real boxing women, not like, even Layla Ali, she was good, but she used to scrap too much. Now we actually getting boxers with skill. When you look at Senicia Estrada, she uses virtual distance. She uses different, changing stance. She's a little bit wild with her punches sometimes. But you can see the skill that she has and her defense and everything. It'll be interesting to see her face some other opposition, but yeah, she a bad motherfucker. She's a bad motherfucker. I knew about her from Ellie Sack back a while back. But she's a bad motherfucker. She got good defense too. Intangible Boxing says, "Have you ever been blocked by Boxing Eagle?" I haven't been blocked by Eagle himself, but his moderators, they fucked me up and blocked me. Yes. I think I'm blocked from him right now. Boxing Monster says, "I've been blocked by Eagle forever. For over a year." Yep. But I don't think it's Eagle blocking you, because I remember saying something. I was contesting Eagle. Eagle didn't command his moderators to block me. I just got blocked. Next time I came back, I was blocked. And I think it's the moderators. He has to control his moderators. Yeah. But back to what I was saying. I thought that Senicia Estrada, I thought she won that fight comprehensively. I thought she was whooping Esparta's ass. Okay. And cut or no cut, she was going to whoop her ass. I think that the Canelo Alvarez fight, all these excuses they're making and saying the fight was fixed and all of that, it's just people not coming to terms with the fact that Kovalev got knocked out. G Funky was saying, I was debating with G Funky on his own show, and I was saying Canelo's going to knock out Kovalev. And G Funky was saying, well, Canelo ain't knock out nobody. How you going to knock out Kovalev? Well, there you go. He knocked out Kovalev. Right? All that body work paid off eventually, and he knocked him out. And the point being that we all knew, those of us in the know, those of us who know boxing, knew this fight was only going to go one way, in stoppage. Kovalev has been stopped 2 times before, right? Almost stopped in his last fight. So what was to stop Canelo from stopping him? Yeah, Canelo's the smaller guy, but again, you set up your punches. By the way, all this talk about Canelo's muscle mass and he would be gassed out or whatever, that shit didn't happen either. He was sharp, he was fast, he was the best Canelo we ever seen. And you know why? Because he didn't have to cut weight, okay? Anywho, losers make excuses, and I'm hearing a lot of excuses from people. First of all, everybody got mute who was saying that they picked Kovalev to win. I was listening to Boxing Wave, and I was just listening. I was just listening in. Well, 68 scrapbook ode to wisdom. He lost his shit. He's like, Kovalev knocked out Canelo knocked out Kovalev. Damn, that's all he could say. He hasn't made commentary like that. Now he's saying Canelo's not pound for pound number one. He's going on a hater rant right now. All right, and he sounds like a real asshole because there's no denying that Canelo's pound for pound number one. Why? Well, let's see. He started off at 140. He moved up from 140. He went to one welterweight. He went up from welterweight. He became super welterweight champion. He became unified super welterweight champion. He lost to Floyd Mayweather. Then he came back and beat Alfredo Angulo. And then he fought the WBA super champion, which was Erislandy Lara, the man of the division, and beat him. So Canelo was number one twice at super welterweight. Let's move on to middleweight. He jumps up to middleweight, and he faces Miguel Cotto, the lineal champion. Okay, he doesn't get a fight with Triple G. Triple G takes his belt from him. He gets stripped. Triple G takes his belt from him. Does it sound familiar? He goes back down to 154 and says, listen, man, I'm a 154 pounder. And he fights at 154, wins another strap, okay? Comes up and says, okay, I'm going to fight Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. to try and build up some strength for 160. He fights him, and then he goes to face Triple G. Gets the draw the first time. Second time, he beats him, right? Now he has beaten the number one middleweight in the division, and he also beat the lineal champion, and he got back his fucking WBC strap with the WBA strap. And then he went and he unified with Danny Jacobs, the IBF champion, and he had 3 straps, okay? The number one middleweight in the division, okay? And then after that, you know, he goes to face Rocky Fieldman, I think, before Danny Jacobs, beats Rocky Fieldman. He's not the number one super middleweight in that division because he hasn't beat the number one guy, which would be Callum Smith. But he comes back down, faces Danny Jacobs, the number 2 middleweight in the division, beats his ass, takes his strap from him, right? He only has to face Demetrius Andrade, does not face Demetrius Andrade, therefore gets stripped of the IBF title, as well as he gets stripped of the WBC title. If he had faced Demetrius Andrade, Jamal Charlo, he would never have to become franchise champion because that would have taken precedence over mandatory. He would have faced Demetrius Andrade, he'd have 4 belts. But that don't matter. He's still the middleweight in the middleweight division. Then after that, he turns around and he jumps up 2 weight classes and he beats the number 1 light heavyweight in the light heavyweight division, which was Sergey Kovalev, right? So this motherfucker shows he's pound for pound number 1 because he's number 1 at light heavyweight. He's number 1 at middleweight. He was number 1 at super welterweight. He shows he literally was pound for pound number 1 in 3 weight classes. Okay, he can go back down to 168, take on Callum Smith, beat him, and become the number 1 super welterweight if he wants to. That'd be a good fight to face. But the point is, Canelo has fulfilled what Triple G, what Abel Sanchez claimed Triple G would do. Fuck ass Triple G. I really get pissed about Triple G. Abel Sanchez said anybody can get it from 154 to 175. But guess what? Guess what, motherfuckers? Canelo has beaten the number 1 guys from 154, excluding 168, to 175. Okay? Okay? What Gennady Golovkin's trainer said he would do, or he could do, Canelo did. There's a difference, okay? Fuck all the haters. He pound for pound number 1. Because when you ask yourself, which 160 pounder would jump up to 175 and face Kovalev, y'all motherfucking asses are mute. Ain't nobody mentioning anybody that would do it. Okay? Because Triple G ain't doing that shit. Right? He's not doing that shit. Right? Even though we heard that he dropped Sergey Kovalev in sparring, he ain't gonna do that shit. Demetrius Andrade, he get dropped by everybody. He get dropped by Vanes Martirosyan. He got dropped by who he got dropped by? Some other guy at middleweight. Kovalev catch him, he will drop him and probably stop him, right? He ain't gonna try and take that risk. Let's be real here, okay? Talking about Canelo chase all the older guys. Well, then get your fucking ass up there and face one of them older guys. Face a Badou Jack. Face who's another old guy? Jean Pascal. Face Sullivan Barrera. Face the dude that get knocked out by Cola and by Barrera. Face him. Face one of them guys as you say he's old. Otherwise, shut the fuck up. Demetrius Andrade. All right. Boxing Monster says, is Sergio more related to Seniesa Estrada? No. He's not related to her. As far as I do know. He was hating on her, though. Tangible Boxing. Just got blocked by Ego. I'm back now. Oh, cool, cool, cool. Intangible Boxing says, is there anybody that believes that Joe Calzaghe is better than Canelo Alvarez all time? Joe Calzaghe. No, he's not better than Canelo. Why would anybody think that? How did that happen? You do see the names on Canelo's resume. Yeah, he didn't beat them all, completely, blow them out. But you do see the names on his resume. Right? Oh, hell no. Calzaghe was good. He beat Kessler, Mikhail Kessler. I give him credit for that. He beat Bernard Hopkins. I give him credit for that. Chris Eubank Jr., when he faced him, he had lost a whole bunch of times. When he faced Roy had lost a whole bunch of times. How can I give him credit for that? I mean, a whole bunch of times. Not like Kovalev. Kovalev lost 3 times. Roy lost. I'm going to show you. I'm going to check it. Hold on. In fact, hold on a second. I can't believe you guys even talking about Joe Calzaghe. Skill wise, Canelo's better than him. Resume wise, Canelo's better than him. Joe Calzaghe. He beat Roy Jones Jr., but Roy Jones Jr. at that time he lost twice to Antonio Tarver. Oh, hold on. My bad. Yep. He got knocked out by Antonio Tarver. Then he got knocked out by Glenn Johnson. And they robbed him with Montel Griffin, right? But he got knocked out by Antonio Tarver. Got knocked out by Glenn Johnson. And he lost to Antonio Tarver the second time. Plus, he lost to Montel Griffin. And then he faced Joe Calzaghe. Okay? He did beat Felix Trinidad before he faced Joe Calzaghe, but still. He also faced Bernard Hopkins. I give him credit for that one. Even though it was a close fight, in my opinion. Split decision win. Beat Mikhail Kessler. I give him credit for that. He beat Sergio Bika. I give him credit for that. He beat Chris Eubank, but Chris Eubank was coming off the Steve Collins loss. He beat Chris Eubank, but Chris Eubank was coming off the Steve Collins loss. You know. So I can't give him that one either. You could give him the Roy Jones. So you had Roy Jones, Sergio Bika, Mikhail Kessler, Bernard Hopkins. 4 names. You know. You're talking about Canelo. Canelo beat Cotto off a great win. I always said a great wins. I think it was 4 great wins in a row. He faced Floyd Mayweather. Calzaghe never faced Floyd Mayweather. He faced Gennady Golovkin, Erislandy Lara, Austin Trout, Danny Jacobs, Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. Yeah. Now Sergey Kovalev. It's impressive. It's impressive. And do remember that Joel Kawasaki only went through 2 weight classes. Tangible Boxing says, are there guys you think Canelo is better than all time that many people wouldn't agree with? Yeah, sure. He's better than Juan Manuel Marquez. Marquez was a 4-weight champion as well. Canelo, you think the thing about Canelo is this, right? We're talking about Canelo as if his career is over. His career is not even halfway done. His career is not even halfway done. By the time his career is over, he's gonna have one hell of a resume. So if you think about it that way, Canelo's ahead of all them guys. He's gonna be the greatest Mexican fighter ever. May even become the best ever. Intangible Boxing says, I think Canelo is taking decent steps of approaching the pound-for-pound King Wilder. What? Even I said what? Boxing Monster was like, Wilder? Tangible Boxing says, Boxing Monster just joking because Hair Saloon Gossip has him pound-for-pound #1. That's so fucking funny. I heard Marquez say he thought that Canelo was his. He said Canelo's his pound for pound #3, behind Lomachenko and Terence Crawford. I'm looking at Marcus and I'm saying, Marcus, man, your ass hating on Canelo so bad. You and Eric Morales, why y'all hating on Canelo like that? Like I said, 68 scrapbook ode to wisdom. He's so hating on Canelo right now. He tried to make another video saying why Canelo's not pound for pound #1. And the only thing he can come up with is clenbuterol, which Canelo hasn't been found caught with after that one occasion. Clearly, he did not use clenbuterol in this fight against Sergey Kovalev. So why are you even... It is what it is. No beef with the LDBC, but they are starting to sound like packtards with the Canelo hate. Man, Boxing Ego hating on Canelo. Dante's Boxing Nation even hating on Canelo. Even though he give him credit for what he's doing, and he thinks that he'll face Demetrius Andrade, Jamal Charlo in the future. I mean, I don't understand the Canelo hate, man. I don't understand it. It's almost like the Floyd hate. Motherfuckers just jealous. And they just hate on Canelo. They think he's getting too much favor. And I'm like, well, get your punk ass some favor then. I mean, the fuck is wrong with these people? He's the cash cow of boxing. What do you expect? You know, there's certain things I don't like either, but that don't mean I'm gonna hate the dude because of that. Boxing Monster says Marquez and Morales both hating. Julio Cesar Chavez said last night, it's time to stop hating on Canelo. Exactly. Motherfucker be doing, he just keep on proving the doubters wrong. Oh, he not gonna stop Kovalev. Kovalev might even stop him, might outbox him. That didn't happen. He didn't outbox Canelo. It was competitive like crazy, it seemed. But Canelo was working that body and walking down Kovalev. Bit by bit, he was chipping away at Kovalev's stamina. Intangible Boxing says, I think Canelo will face Callum Smith next, but I want to see him face Charlo. I don't mind him facing Callum Smith next because he needs to get the legitimate WBA title. So I would like to see him face Callum Smith for that. Callum Smith's a style again that Canelo can beat. Charlo has a style that Canelo can beat. Andrade is a question mark. Billy Joe Saunders is a question mark. Caleb Plant's a question mark. Eagle will order an FBI investigation. Hold on a second. I gotta see this. Eagle will order an investigation, an FBI investigation if Charlo loses in any matter to Canelo. Boxing Eagle's an asshole, man. Boxing Monster. Canelo will face Billy Joe Saunders. Not Beefy's little brother. Who's Beefy's little brother? They lied about Adrian Broner fighting Gervonta Davis. I don't know why people... Chris Maddox, he need to get shot, man. Talking shit. Alright? Steven Espinosa had to come out and correct that. Said there was no fight. On top of that, y'all needed to have your stuff done on the right time. Y'all was waiting for MMA fight to end. That's some bullshit. Intangible Boxing says Plant has the best chance to beat Canelo because of all his all-around game. I agree. Him, Billy Joe Saunders, and Demetrius Andre. Derevyanchenko too. They would be good fights for Canelo. Callum Smith, David Benavidez. Nah. Dimitri Bivol would be a good fight too. Dimitri Bivol and Artur Beterbiev. And Gavorsek. And Badr Jack. All good fights for Canelo. Callum Smith is the beefiest little brother. Is the beefiest little brother. Oh, okay. Paul Smith you're talking about. Who faced Andre Ward? I got you. He couldn't make weight. Callum Smith does nothing great. No, but he's a good solid boxer. He's a good solid boxer, so. But yeah, I see Canelo beating him, but he's young, he's strong, he's sharp, solid. I like to see it. He would be he's the number one super middleweight according to the Ring and BoxRec. I would like to see that. I think they're better boxers, but I would like to see Callum Smith versus Canelo. I don't have a problem with that. Yeah. Yeah. Do I think that Liam Smith is called BQ? Liam Smith's older than Callum Smith? Okay. You know the Smith brothers, right? You got Liam Smith, you got Paul Smith, you got who's the one that faced Gervonta Davis? Was it Liam Smith or Liam Walsh? I'm not too sure. I think it was Liam Walsh. But to be honest, I don't really see most of those guys beating Canelo. Oh, Canelo whipped Liam, so Callum will try to get the revenge. Do you think that okay. Liam Smith blocked me because I made fun of him turning gray at 50 on Twitter. That's interesting, man. Yeah, I'm going to go into looking at the other fights, but I just wanted to give you guys the breakdown of this. Don't forget you can subscribe, share, donate. But I just want to talk about the excuses people talk about. Yeah, Canelo did stop Liam with a body shot. Yeah, his brother might want to get back. Callum Smith want to get back on Canelo. You know, I think Canelo gonna beat him. He'll beat Callum Smith. He had some nasty body shots he landed on Kovalev too. Kovalev took them not very well, but he took them. Yeah. When I look at the other fights, I saw that Richards Hitchinson or Hitchison, he beat Kevin Johnson. That was a good fight. I heard. Um, we also had some other picks. I think I was 100% correct in all my picks this time around. I think I got them all. Let me have a look. I'm gonna tell you all the people I picked to win and what happened. Obviously, I think Canelo's a better fighter than Julio Cesar Chavez. And I think Julio Cesar Chavez realizes that. But he was a bigger fight. He's a bigger fighter than Julio Cesar Chavez too. I'm not talking about in terms of resume. We all know Chavez's resume is ridiculous. Canelo's on the way to beating back Chavez's resume, but Chavez's resume is ridiculous. No doubt about that. Boxing Monster says, how's that Thanksgiving dinner going to be? If Canelo beats... if Canelo beats Callum and Liam... and that Bucks says, I can't get predictions wrong on YouTube. Never, never, never will. So, Castaño beat Wale Matoso. He got a win over him. Miguel Berchelt, he stopped Jason Sosa. I didn't get to see that fight yet, but I heard it was a good fight. Katie Taylor, as I predicted, would beat Christina Littadotto. I looked at Christina's style. Christina was saying how, Katie Taylor lost to her. She mad. I saw the fight. Katie Taylor boxed her ass. Javier Fortuna, he beat Jesus Andres Cuellar. I had Javier Fortuna winning. Ryan Garcia ran through Romero Duno, as I said he would. Sinicia Estrada beat Marlene Esparza. I said she would do that. Saul Canelo Alvarez stopped Sergey Kovalev, as I said he would. So I'm 100% correct on all of these fights over the weekend. 100% correct. I got every last one. And that's just attributed to the fact that, that certain fights you can see how clearly once you just do your homework, so you look at the fighter's fight, then you can actually make an assessment and figure out who will win. So it pretty much went the way that I said it would go on this occasion. Any other comments you guys want to share before I shut it down? I got another topic, but I'm going to deal with that later. Miguel Berchelt, a.k.a. Maidana 2. Boxing Monster, he says... Tangible Boxing says to Boxing Monster, he may as well take custody of those two. I'm glad that Kovalev didn't die in the ring. That was my concern. While some people say the weight loss wasn't the factor, I thought it was a factor in the later rounds. But I do believe that Kovalev, regardless, would have gotten stopped because Canelo was breaking him down to the body. But I thought that the rehydration clause wasn't that bad. Could have been worse. Kovalev did have difficulty making weight, though. I thought that was interesting. Usually he's on point. So that's basically all I got to say for now. If a right opponent presents itself, I wouldn't be surprised that Canelo goes up to cruiserweight and takes a 5th weight class if he can. But till then, we are here in this weight class. You don't need to get bigger. So yeah. So guys, I'm gonna shut it down now because I'm actually fading. Berchelt is one of my favorite fighters, says Intangible Boxing. He's good, man. He's a good boxer. I saw him. He's good, and he's been facing some really good opposition. So kudos to him. All right, peoples, I'm out of here. I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.